Hey there, planners. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I have set up my brand new second half of the year bullet journal for the month of July, including all my functional pages and a little bit of decoration, of course, as well as my weekly setup. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. So I'm not gonna lie, July kind of snuck up on me. We had some vacation at the end of June, and then here we are, all of a sudden it's July. Now I poured myself into setting up this bullet journal for the second half of the year. All those initial pages, all my trackers, all those list pages, everything I would need for the second half of the year, like the annual setup stuff. And I have a whole video where I share all of that, so I'm not going to flip through all of that today, but I will leave that link down below for you to go check out. But then it came time very quickly for me to set up for the month of July so I can actually start using this thing on a daily basis. And it just kind of snuck up on me. So I had to go with something fairly easy this month. Not a lot of like artistic work here for the month of July. And my theme for the month was inspired by some 80s, I don't know what's happening, but if you go shopping right now, there are just neon 80s, 90s style patterns everywhere, just everywhere. And on our recent summer vacation as a family, I just was noticing in all the shops and different places we were, kind of people watching at amusement parks and stuff. There's just such a resurgence of 80s and 90s trends and fashions. So anyway, I got the inspiration to decorate my bullet journal in sort of a retro 80s theme, something very simple because, again, July sort of snuck up on me. So here we go. I'm going to flip through how I've set this up for the month. There are portions of my planner that are going to be very decorative, like this page. This serves no functional purpose at all other than to give me a page to put my July tab on and set the tone for the month of July for me. But there are also going to be very functional pages, so I'll share those with you as well. I do want to welcome those of you who are new to Planning Annie. I do hope you'll consider subscribing if you love everything related to planners, both functional and decorative. Welcome back to those of you who are returning. So, of course, you guys know I always start my month with my monthly setup with my master calendar. This calendar actually looks a little bare to me right now. Maybe it's because I used like a smaller size ink pen, a smaller point. And it's also because maybe I haven't completed filling it in, but it looks like July is not nearly as busy as the month of June was for us, which I'm kind of thankful for. A little bit of downtime this summer would be nice. From a decor standpoint, this was super simple to do, but I love the effect. Now, you do not have to have really any artistic talent to recreate this. So I basically drew in the calendar, put some thick black border around it, used white pen to write in the days of the week, highlighted pink, wrote in the dates, and pretty much all the colors that I used in this month's setup come from my pack of mod liners. I've got a ton of zebra mod liners. I particularly like the brush pen version of the zebra mod liners, but that's pretty much the only color that I used in here. And you can see I try to stay pretty consistent with these colors, but these are just zebra mod liners like the neon pack or the brights pack, and black pen. Black marker, black pen, and also white gel pen. That's pretty much the extent of the supplies. And, all I'm doing is coloring and drawing in grid patterns. This is checkerboard pattern, grid pattern, and of course, this bullet journal is a dot grid notebook. So I already have the pattern there. So super, super simple. I did do some bubble lettering. My lettering is terrible, but hey, it works for me. So this is my master calendar. I will spend a lot of time here populating things, keeping a view of what is happening throughout the month. So that's my master calendar. My next two pages are very functional also. I went in with a very simple little cassette tape. Do you guys remember, anybody remember cassette tapes? how fun they were. Like, I just spent so much of my early, middle grade years making cassette tapes, like listening to the radio and then running when that song comes on that you have been waiting to record, running to hit the record button. That just so much of my middle school years were spent doing that. Like, that was such a big deal. Anyway, okay. I've got my meals here. I like to see my meals on a monthly basis because I like to be able to look back at them, and I also like to be able to plan them out like a week at a time, see what we're liking, see what we're not liking, map out when we have, times I'm not going to be cooking, if we're traveling or vacationing, all of that stuff. So I love this sheet. And then also I just have a general to-do list. I haven't spent a lot of time sort of brain dumping here. This is kind of like a brain dump section for the month. I will spend some time doing this. Typically how I use this to-do list is not really to manage daily or weekly to-dos, but to capture kind of a beginning of the month brain dump. And as I think about things throughout the month that I need to do later or need to revisit at the end of the month or next month or whatever, I will capture them here. And then every month when I set up my next planner, my next month, I will go back and look at the previous month's brain dump and see, are the things that are listed there done? Then I check them off. Are they things that I need to no longer worry about and I can just X them off, cancel them? Are there things I need to put in a future log somewhere, or do I need to pull them into the next month? So that's kind of how I use this. Okay, next up we have my goals section, and I really have not spent much time yet. Again, this month totally snuck up on me. I really haven't spent much time yet actually detailing what I'm going to do this month. But the way that I use this page, I like to set this up every month. I have my 5 goals, overarching goals for the year listed here. And then I like to kind of spell out a couple of 2 to 4 things that I want to do this month related to that goal. And so I will spend some time, hopefully today or tomorrow, since I'm like knocking at the door of July. I will spend some time mapping out what are the things that I need to accomplish this month related to these overarching goals. So this has been this is the first year that I have been using this format, this style, and I'm actually really liking it. I have in the past used some very detailed goal planners, like very structured, Cultivate What Matters, things like that. Some Erin Condren goal planner products. I am finding myself drawn to this sort of less pressure, monthly setup and then sort of tracking my progress. Let me know if you would like to hear more about how I'm handling goals, how I'm thinking about, because I'm already thinking about goals for next year and just doing that early sort of brainstorming in my mind, work on that. Let me know if you'd like to hear more about that. Okay, and then I go right into my weeklies. So these are my weekly pages. I tried to keep them very simple this month. Again, I'm just sort of rolling with the 80s, somewhat 90s sprinkled in their theme. I've got some of those really cool sunglasses. I remember owning a pair. They were absolutely useless because they had the lines, but anyway. Got those sunglasses, keeping the neon theme. I used a lot of grid washi, which I love grid washi, so I just pulled from my black and white grid washi, different washi shapes, and you'll see that like throughout this planner setup. That really helped as well. So this is, boxes across the page, and I have one box that's sort of dedicated to an overarching to-do list. These are to-dos for the week that do not have, don't need to be done on a specific day. They're just things I need to keep in mind for the week or things I need to try to accomplish this week. And then I have space on each day for to-dos, appointments, events, and then down at the bottom I try to capture what I'm going to be cooking for that day. So I have not done a lot of work actually planning for this first week in July, but I did want to flip through the weekly pages just so you could see the different layouts that I'm using. Again, this was super simple to set up. I kept it very easy for myself. I was able to set up this whole month, including all the weeks, in about 2 hours while I was, watching a movie. So not a lot of work here, super simple, no artistic ability required. I've got a to-do section here, and then I've just got boxes, these boxes Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday stacked. I did do a little TV. Do you guys remember, does anybody remember when TVs used to do this? Like, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever. You'd hear the national anthem, and then it would go into these lines. Does anybody remember that? I actually had this TV with the speaker here and the rabbit ears. Anyway, maybe some of you are old enough to remember those days. Okay, here's the next week. I did use a little Dutch door. I try to use a Dutch door in every one of my, at least one in every month, because I really like them. I think they're so cute and handy. They're fun to set up. This, again, you can see super simple pattern, just that 80s neon shapes pattern. I have my to-do box here, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this was a very fun setup. And then my last week, I went back to the checkerboard pattern. This does take a little bit of time, which I figured out after I'd already started it. But I got my little skate here. Boy, another activity that I spent a lot of time doing in the 80s was skating in my basement and going to the skating rink. That was so big. And it's coming back. The young kids now are back at the skating rink, so that's exciting. Okay, my to-do box, and then I've got more of a horizontal layout here, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday share a box. And that is all I have set up. So that is my July setup. I'm really excited to be in the new journal, in the new planner for the month of July. So we're really breaking it in this month, and I'm excited to be in a new planner. There is that awkward time when I'm kind of like right now, these are the last couple of days in June, I'm sort of in between two planners. And that is always an awkward, I feel like I need to have both planners because I'm planning for the week ahead, but I'm still living in the current week. And that puts me right in the middle of two planners. So that's always an awkward time. I'll be glad to get into this fully and just have this notebook again. So I would love to hear from you. How are you planning for the month of July? Do you, like me, find yourself in a place of needing to keep it simple this month? Vacations throw me off. Everything gets kind of out of whack when we are traveling and on vacation. So I'm looking for all kinds of ways to keep life simple. Let me know if you find yourself in the same place. How are you feeling about your planner? Are you loving it? Are you struggling with your planner? Leave all that down in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this, and as always, thanks for planning with me.